Well, let's talk about where we get our health answers now that we're brain retraining. Hey, I'm Melissa with The Simple Life Wife. I make videos on brain retraining and the goodness of God. Thanks for being here. Okay, this is a video I've got to make quick because I've got kids running around and all the things. So when you first start brain retraining, at least in the program I did, I feel like I always have to qualify what I'm saying by that, but I think most programs will tell you one of the first things you have to do is stop Googling or researching every little health symptom. And that's really difficult. You don't realize how much that's consuming your time, but also how heavy that weighs on you mentally. And it can cause more symptoms to pop up because suddenly you realize, oh, I'm not healthy at all, I'm doomed, and then you spiral. So it's a really good idea to not get into the fix-it mode and be researching. So if you get nothing else from this video, and you haven't done a brain retraining program, that's a really good tip. Just stop researching everything. Okay, but I think there's a big difference between Christian brain retraining programs, Christian brain retraining, and we'll call it secular, just general brain retraining. Both definitely have their uses and benefits. So in my mind, I compare like the Christian programs versus DNRS, which I think is just a fine program too, even though I haven't done it, but just from what I've heard of it, it's just not Christian. So once I'm going to compare these in a minute, the programs, the Christian versus non-Christian. Once you stop researching, but what do you do when something pops up, a symptom or something, or you just have, you have a question about something? So what's a Christian supposed to do when they need wisdom? I think all Christians know this, but do we actually do this? And this was sparked in my mind by one of Bria's recent videos, which I will definitely link below because it was a great video and so worth considering. So I'm just kind of piggybacking off that thought of how we should go to God first with any question or conundrum or health thing that pops up. And this goes way beyond health. This goes to any little thing that we need wisdom in, that we don't know what to do, that seems scary, confusing, all the things. The very first thing we should do is go to God. And I know we know that in our Christianese, we know that we should go to God first, but do we? I think most people don't. I think most people first go to Google, then they go to their doctor, or they go to all their friends and their husband, and then they're in their mind, they're worrying through it and constantly. And that's actually where we go in practice. Lately though, I maybe it's since Bria's video, I'm not sure, but I feel like God has given me special grace to want to go to Him first and to want to watch Him work and get His wisdom. Because even if you get the correct answer for why something is happening, let's get back to health, like why a symptom is happening. That does not include that God can work and outside of the logical. And I'm not even just saying miracles. I'm just saying He can move, or like in a situation, like you are not jiving with a person. Yeah, logically you can figure it out, but what if He changes that person's heart or changes your heart to see it differently? It's a kind of about perspective a lot of times with that kind of thing. So I'm just saying, the one that created our bodies and that still is holding everything in place together in this world and our bodies, why wouldn't we go to Him first and actually wait for an answer? And like I said, I feel like God has been giving me grace lately to actually look to Him for all of life's things, because brain retraining is more than about health. And I think you realize that once you start in on your brain retraining journey. Most of us start because of a health thing, but then we realize we need to be revamped spiritually, mentally, all the things. And it's a really, really healthy thing to do, because you are rewiring. If you're doing it from a Christian perspective, you're rewiring to be more like God, which is such a godly pursuit. In one of my recent support group classes through Bria, one of the guys in there said, he was talking about our daily bread and how we go to God for our daily bread. And that has been just swimming through my head in such a pleasant way lately, of our daily bread. I mean, it's not only when we're starving and we need answers and everything is falling apart. He is our daily bread. That's where we go to for our sustenance, our wisdom. And I've been saying the Lord's Prayer with the kids. They've been saying it with me at lunchtime, just to remind ourselves of all of it, but especially that one point, our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. And to not try to work out the future, not to try to find all the answers. God, we need you to give us what we need today, and your wisdom and your supernatural power. That's what we need. We don't need what everyone else in this world has to say to us. I mean, of course, he can work through other people. And I'm not saying if you want to go to Google and find something, it's like sinful. But that definitely shouldn't be your first line of defense or offense, whatever. And one of the beautiful things about going to God first and waiting for him to answer, and knowing that he will, there are so many scriptures that talk about how God answers us, is that it takes away the anxiety and worry of it in a lot of ways, because when you choose to be patient and wait, those emotions aren't being fed anymore, because you have given it to God and you're waiting for his answer. So it's really a beautiful thing for brain retraining to do, is to ask God for his wisdom and then wait for an answer. Here's a Bible verse, Psalm 118, 8-9. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. And I thought that fit really well with this thought of, where's our trust? Where's our confidence? Where are we looking for hope and answers? I just finished, I've read that before, but I just finished, have you heard of Corrie ten Boom's book, The Hiding Place? I've read that multiple times and I love it. It's so good. But I finished her other book recently called In My Father's House. And it's about, so Corrie ten Boom was alive during, she was in a concentration camp during World War II. And very godly people, and just really good about pointing to God. And anyway, In My Father's House is about her early days with her very godly dad, always pointing to God and waiting for God's answers. And it's just bringing it all back and saying, this is good, this is pleasing to me. Like God saying that, like, you don't ever answer or move forward or look for anything without going to God for wisdom. One more thing I wanted to note, when I first started brain retraining, and I didn't know how to handle prayer very well, apart from gratitude and praise, because we weren't supposed to focus on anything negative or we were supposed to just be grateful and praise God. And I'm not saying they taught us wrong. I just couldn't wrap my mind around how to pray for things that I actually need and want to see fixed without being brought down and without focusing on the negative. And I think a year and a half in, I'm finally figuring out how powerful brain retraining actually is for your prayer life in the realm of asking, beyond just gratitude and praise. But because we are going to God first, we're getting out of the fix-it mode and we're surrendering it to God and say, God, this is the thing that I'm stressed about. Here you go. And I'm trusting you with it. And it's beautiful. And it's not worrisome at all anymore. And I think it's absolutely part of prayer life. And you can do it from day one of brain retraining. And you should, because all it is letting go and actually giving it to God. You're not ignoring it. You're not avoiding it, because that's not helpful. You're saying, here, this is the thing that is really stressing me out, that's worrying me, all the things, and I don't understand. here you go. Do with it what you want. Please give me the wisdom. And I always follow up. If there's something, I'll just give you a little example that's probably not too triggering for many people. Recently with breastfeeding, because I have a new baby, been having some pain issues breastfeeding. And so when I latch him on and there's pain, instead of clenching up and being sad that it's taking this long for it to stop hurting and, spiraling, I give it to God, say, God, this is an issue and I really would like you to fix it, and I'm trusting you with it and I'm following your lead. And then I switch it over to gratitude right away so I don't stay there. Thank you. And I try to think of something grateful for that particular situation. And I suggest that you do this for whatever you're praying for God to fix or to help. But what can I be thankful for with the situation of breastfeeding? I am so thankful he's gaining weight and he's getting the milk he needs, and I get to cuddle, and so many precious things that go with this. And we've come this far and I have enough milk and all the things. And it has really reframed my prayer life. And okay, I just wanted to share those things. It's been on my mind and it's been really helpful to me. I love your all's comments when you talk about how what I've said has helped, or just your own personal journeys of how you've been helped. And I hope we can help each other, because I'm on the same journey that you are on. And let's just keep seeking God together. I'll see you next time. Bye.